Hello and welcome. I'm Martin Goldstraw, one of the founding directors of the Armorial Register Limited, a company registered in Scotland. The Armorial Register was formed in 2006 and I am the last of the original founding directors. Here is our company certificate. We're a private limited company registered at Companies House, Edinburgh, Scotland on the 24th of January 2006. Here are my armorial bearings and those of my fellow founding director, the late John Duncan of Sketraw. John's arms were a Scottish grant of arms granted by the Court of the Lord Lion on the 14th of December 2007. Register Volume 88, Folio 7. My own arms were granted at the College of Arms, England, under the hands and seals of Garter and Clarenceau Kings of Arms of date the 15th of December 2000. And matriculated, for use in Scotland, at the Court of the Lord Lion on the 21st of November 2002, Register Volume 74, Folio 69. The company still has at its core the mission to form an international armorial register. The register includes the rationale and history behind the use and design of featured coats of arms and in some cases the family biographies of the bearers. One of the most frustrating things about viewing ancient coats of arms is not knowing the rationale behind the original design. Where possible, our register aims to put this right for all of our entries. This fully illustrated record of contemporary coats of arms used internationally is permanently displayed on our website and forms the basis of a series of prestigious works in book form known as the International Register of Arms. In 2011, we published the Armorial Register International Register of Arms Volume 1 under the licensed brand of Berks Peerage and Gentry International Register of Arms. Volume 1 contained registrations 1 to 183, a selection of coats of arms conforming to the laws of heraldry. Compiled and edited by John and myself, this fully illustrated record of contemporary coats of arms used internationally is now published in A4 297 by 210 mm size hardback with 206 pages and 226 full colour images. The cover had been especially designed to reflect Berks' stable. However, Volume 1 has now been revised and a second edition has been published with a cover to match all other editions. All of our books are displayed in the legal deposit libraries, which include the Bodleian Library, Oxford University, the Cambridge University Library, the National Library of Scotland, the National Library of Wales, Trinity College Dublin and the British Library. This volume was originally published under the Berks brand because in the early days of our company we enjoyed a special relationship with the owners and directors of Berks Peerage and Gentry UK Limited, who at that time were the owners of the Berks brand and had been pleased to license the name of Berks Peerage and Gentry for use with our International Register of Arms. Our very first volume was published under the brand of Berks Peerage and Gentry, but during 2011 it came to our attention that Berks Peerage and Gentry UK Limited had been subjected to negotiations towards a private business sale, and this in time led to the owners of Berks Peerage and Gentry Limited having to sell the Berks brand along with all stocks and publishing rights to a brand new company. With this in mind, the directors of the Armorial Register Limited decided that it was an appropriate time to end our agreement with Berks Peerage and Gentry UK Limited. We decided that the Armorial Register would continue to publish its International Register of Arms, at that time entries were being received for Volume 2 of the Register, and that all future publications, including what was then our latest project, a celebration of Scottish heraldry, and a planned future volume, a celebration of English heraldry, would be published under our own brand name, the Armorial Register. The Armorial Register Limited is a company registered in the Kingdom of Scotland and it is a legal requirement that all armorial bearings used in Scotland must be recorded in the Register of all Arms and Bearings of Scotland, kept by the Lord Lion, King of Arms. It is unlawful in Scotland for anyone to use arms unless they have been so recorded. In 2013, we had successfully been established as a Scottish limited company long enough to qualify to petition the Lord Lion, King of Arms for our very own armorial achievement, to become an armigerous company. We are extremely proud that the company is now lawfully an armigerous company. Seen here is the letters patent of that grant of arms executed by Lion Court artist David Allen and signed by David Seller, Lord Lion, King of Arms. The Lord Lion, King of Arms of Scotland is a Minister of State and member of Her Majesty Queen Elizabeth II Royal Household. He is head of the Heraldic Executive and the Judge of the Court of the Lord Lion, which has jurisdiction over all heraldic business in Scotland and maintains the Scottish public registers of arms and genealogies. The position of Lord Lion in Scotland dates from around 1437, with the present Register of Arms at Lion Court dating from 1672. Here is an image of our arms emblazoned by Ljubodrag Grujic, a Serbian heraldic artist. Note that the helm depicted here and on our letters patent is a sallet, a style of helmet used by the Lion Court to denote a company or a body corporate. The achievement was designed by the founding directors of the Armorial Register, John and me. Working on it gave us a great deal of pleasure and created the spark to assist others who sought to become armigerous. I'm pleased to say that the Lord Lion was gracious enough to accept our design in full and subsequently grant the arms to us. The thoughts behind the design are: arms, the predominant colours, blue and white, or in heraldic language azure and argent, represent the home of the company, Scotland, with each escutcheon representing an entry in the register, all linked together to form the register itself, which is published in book form as each volume is filled. On the crest, the lion is arguably the most recognisable of all the heraldic beasts. Here he is attempting to stretch his grasp around the world. The motto "Fulfilment by Achievement" is worthy in its own right as a corporate motto, but it also alludes to the fact that each volume of the register is added to achievement by achievement until it is ready, or fulfilled, for publication as a book. In 2015, we decided that it would be prudent to record our trading name, the Armorial Register, as a registered trademark, and in anticipation of the forthcoming General Data Protection Regulations, which came into force on the 25th of May 2018, we put our data protection policies on a formal footing and registered the company under the terms of the Data Protection Act with the Information Commissioner. All our clients are now written to and provided with full details of our policies under the General Data Protection Regulations, explaining how we handle their data, and they are asked to positively provide their consent. You have already heard that at the very heart of our business is the mission to form an international armorial register. But why register a coat of arms? Whether your coat of arms has been granted by an heraldic authority, has been inherited, or you have assumed it anew, registration can have the following benefits. Registration ensures that the arms will be published in the Armorial Register's volumes, which are printed and deposited in the British Library and other libraries internationally. All editions are available to purchase as an addition to your own family library. Deposit libraries include the Bodleian Library, Oxford University, the Cambridge University Library, National Library of Scotland, National Library of Wales, Trinity College Dublin and the British Library. Registration allows a person or organisation to record and display their coat of arms in a publicly accessible online database, the International Register of Arms. Registration distinguishes inherited and original heraldic designs from bogus surname coats of arms and family crests. A complete record of the International Register Online database will be archived by British Library UK Web Archive at www.webarchive.org.uk approximately twice every year. This means that a complete record of the website and all changes to its content will be recorded, thus building a permanent picture of the site's development and expanding content for years to come. Registration in our publicly searchable database can prevent others from unintentionally assuming the same coat of arms. Registration creates a document date certain for the use of the arms, which can settle disputes if someone later claims the same design. All registrants will receive a simple certificate in PDF format and can also purchase an additional quality sealed certificate for framing. Registration allows the arms to be stored in standardized written form called a blazon, which stabilizes the design and allows it to be more easily preserved and transmitted and to be found in an electronic search. Registered entries can include the design rationale and history of the arms, preserving the information for the public and future generations. Registration of a personal coat of arms in honour of a parent or grandparent creates an enduring memorial and a symbol of family identity to all of the honoree's offspring. Registration of non-personal arms helps promote the organisation's visibility on the internet. We extend a huge thank you to all those who have contributed to the Armorial Register, because not only is there a benefit to the armigers themselves, but there's also been a spin-off benefit for our wider readership. Our online register at www.armorialregister.com is free for all to view, and in creating the register we've been privileged to have been able to bring to the attention of our readers many armorial achievements which may well have remained private. This and the previous slide are but two examples of over 500 entries so far in the register and still growing. We may well now be the largest online roll of contemporary armorial bearings, and the project continues to give us a great deal of pleasure. Here are illustrations of the covers of our books. Volume 1, first published in 2011 and revised in 2022, contains registrations 1 to 183, published in A4 sized hardback with 206 pages and 226 full colour images. The cover had been especially designed to reflect the Burke stable, but now appears in the style of the Armorial Register, and copies of course have been deposited in all of the legal deposit libraries. Volume 2 records registrations 184 to 366 and is again published in A4 format, hardback, with 204 pages and 283 full colour images. This cover has been especially designed to reflect the brand of the Armorial Register. Copies again are deposited in the Bodleian Library, Oxford University, the Cambridge University Library, the National Library of Scotland, the National Library of Wales and Trinity College Dublin. Volume 2 received a favourable review in the Heraldry Gazette dated March 2016. The Heraldry Gazette is the magazine of the Heraldry Society. Volume 3, published in 2020, contains 212 pages and 262 full colour images. Entries are now being accepted for Volume 4 and details can be found on our website armorialregister.com. And here we see a screenshot of the review in the Heraldry Gazette. The Lindsay of the Mount Armorial, 1542. Early in 2015, the Armorial Register Limited was able to take advantage of a kind offer to have unlimited access to an 1822 edition of this work, and a decision was made to produce a facsimile for wider publication. Almost as soon as we'd begun to scan and copy the images, a chance discussion on the topic of our project led us to discover that another copy of a later 1878 edition was in the possession of one of our esteemed friends, the late Romilly Squire. A closer examination revealed that there were subtle differences in the two works, with one edition having slightly more images than the other. This led us to the decision that rather than simply making a faithful reproduction of the 1822 edition, we would combine the two editions in the hope that the result would more accurately describe the records held by Sir David Lindsay of the Mount. This work, therefore, is now a new work. The images, whilst remaining faithful copies of the copyright-free originals, have now been painstakingly digitally cleaned by my colleague John Duncan of Sketra to remove traces of foxing and other blemishes. They have been enhanced to restore faded colour where it was felt necessary to do so, and yet at the same time they've not been over-restored and have therefore retained a great deal of their original charm. Combining the content of the two editions has necessitated a complete revision of the alphabetical index, folio and page numbering, which now becomes unique to this volume. This book is a new and updated facsimile of the original 1822 and subsequent 1878 facsimiles of the ancient heraldic manuscript owned by Sir David Lindsay of the Mount, Lion King of Arms, first published in 1822 by W&D Lang and edited originally by Sir David Lang, LLD. The original manuscript was emblazoned and completed by Sir David Lindsay in 1542, the year he was appointed Lion King of Arms. However, prior to that date he had already been acting in the capacity of Lion, albeit unofficially. The roll also contains other shields that appear to have been added at a later date, sometime in the 16th century. This hardback book contains 172 A4 pages with 145 A4 plates and 490 individual achievements. The roll covers all of Scotland, including some Highland entries, as well as some attributed arms and the arms of European royalty. This important document is the earliest known extant official register of arms in Scotland. The Armorial Register Limited has retained the original alphabetical index by page along with the essential translated text written by Lindsay in his originals, although we've corrected a few errors found in the original text. A celebration of Scottish heraldry. Early in 2011, in anticipation of the 340th anniversary of the Lion King of Arms Act 1672, we invited the submission of digital photographic material for the publication of a fully illustrated book dedicated to the many practical ways in which Scottish armigers of today enjoy and demonstrate their personal armorial bearings. This book is the result of the generous cooperation of participating Scots armigers. This hardback book contains 227 A4 pages containing 82 letters patent and over 233 other images, most of which have never been seen by the general public before. This book brings to life an infectious enthusiasm shared by its armigerous contributors. Participation in this project was free, and the editors thank all contributors for generously sharing with them the armorial bearings they hold so dear. The images illustrating this publication are supplied by the armigers themselves. Copies of the book were requested by and have been supplied to the legal deposit libraries. The next 3 slides illustrate pages extracted from the actual book. In addition to our international register, we're working to produce a register of feudal lords and barons of the United Kingdom of Great Britain and Northern Ireland. All armigers with existing registrations in the International Register of Arms prior to the 20th of January 2013 who qualify for an entry in this register will be recorded in it automatically. New applicants to the Register of Feudal Lords and Barons of the United Kingdom of Great Britain and Northern Ireland will receive armorial bearings recorded in the Register of Feudal Lords and Barons, and online and in book, armorial bearings recorded in the main International Register of Arms, online and in book, a certificate recording the entry in the Register of Feudal Lords and Barons of the United Kingdom of Great Britain and Northern Ireland, and the entry will be archived in the UK Web Archive at www.webarchive.org.uk. All entries in the register will be collated and published in the prestigious book, the International Register of Arms, and copies will be deposited in the British Library and other libraries on request. Qualifications for entry to the Register of Feudal Lords and Barons of the United Kingdom of Great Britain and Northern Ireland are subject to the verification of ownership of either a manor or Scottish barony. The Armorial Register Limited will accept proof of ownership of a manor from the Manorial Society of Great Britain, or upon receipt of a solicitor's letter with proof of conveyance, and proof of a baronial dignity by way of a grant of arms recording the dignity from the Lord Lion, or upon proof of registration of the dignity in the Scottish Barony Register. Here we see illustrated an example of the certificate and the screenshot of one of the entries. By coincidence, both relate to the holders of Scottish feudal baronies. Illustrated here is a photograph of many of the titles available in our online shop, including titles already mentioned and the facsimile documents available in our History and Heraldry series of books. The Armorial Register will, for a fee, undertake to work with the client to professionally design their own coat of arms, either to be assumed in countries where armorial bearings can be assumed, or to form the basis of a petition for a grant or registration of arms from an official heraldic authority. If you wish to commission us to assist with designing new armorial bearings, we'll ask you to complete a short questionnaire so that we can get some idea of what you might like before we begin the design process with you. Our basic fee includes liaison by email and the production of up to 5 basic digital images to assist with understanding what the finished design will eventually look like. We'll explain along the way any heraldic rules or conventions which may affect the desired outcome, along with any appropriate heraldic terminology. The final approved design will be provided with a complete blazon, a description in heraldic terms. Please contact us for further information and an individual quote on your requirements, as this may vary depending upon the services we are asked to provide. Our email address is info@armorialregister.com. This is but a small selection of the many designs we have completed. For those who are permitted to assume armorial bearings, upon completion of the design process and as part of the initial fee, the arms will be recorded in our International Register of Arms, and we will issue a personalised registration certificate printed on a high-quality cotton sheet which will provide longevity. This personalised certificate with the registrant's arms, blazon, date and registration number is embossed with the company's wafer seal and signed by the directors of the Armorial Register. The size of the certificate is A4, 297 by 210 mm, or 11.7 inches by 8.25 inches. The Armorial Register is also able to provide design assistance and advice to those who wish to petition for armorial bearings from official heraldic authorities. For those who are unable to assume arms, and require design guidance as part of an eventual petition to an official heraldic authority for a grant or registration of arms, registration in our international register and the issuance of a certificate will take place once the arms have been granted or recorded by the relevant authority. And we also have Facebook and Twitter accounts. Facebook.com/armorial.register, Twitter.com/armorialreg. If you have any further questions or require assistance, please don't hesitate to contact us. We have several decades worth of heraldic knowledge and experience, and we're always pleased to help where we can. We can be contacted by email at info@armorialregister.com or via our various social media platforms. All of our contact details can be found on our website at www.armorialregister.com.